Hi there. In this video we'll be taking a look at another Flipenjoy soldering iron. In the previous video that will be linked in the description, we had the really tiny tipped soldering iron, the nano version, the DX20. Well, in this video we'll have a much bigger and stronger one. So let's get to unboxing it. Let's get inside this. Okay, these are various connectors for different sockets around the world. We'll be using this thing once for Europe, but in case you need, I think this is for UK, and this, it's not US, maybe Japan, not really sure, I will write on video. And the beefy adapter, let me peel this off and take a look at the specs. Feels quite hefty. So what can it do? 12 volts, 1.5 and 65 watts on USB type C. So it has power delivery 65 watts. It cannot do both of them at the same time at that power. So on USB-A, I think it can do 18 watts max, and probably on USB-C 45 max. But if you are using only one of them, total 65 watts on this one, but not on this one. So yeah. This is the US type of connector, which is actually going to be plugging into this. So let's put it back in there and slide it in here somehow. Okay, and it's locked. What keeps it locked? This keeps it locked. Or that keeps it locked. Yeah, that pin right there, that little guy in this. That's what keeps it locked in there. So perfect. Now let's continue. This is from the support itself. Oh, come on. You put some water on it to be able to clean the tip, and obviously on this you can put your soldering to rest. Let's get the solder iron itself. It's the DX99. So this is the big boy, but overall in terms of size, if we compare it to the DX20, it's not a big difference between them. It's mostly on the attachment at the end for the huge tips. So let me show you the tips in a moment. First, cable itself, connection cable. So it seems to have some sort of LEDs in here, which is nice. Braided, quite thick, so it can deliver the 65 watts. This is another option to connect it basically to a battery. Still will be coming in here. Maximum 21 volts. And if you want the manual, this is adhesive, so you can stick it to whatever you need. Some solder, lead-free solder, 0.8 millimeters, and this is the alloy exactly, if you need that for something. And the beefy tips right here. So these things are big. Let's see, I think I'm going to put on this the chisel one. This is freaking huge. So I will write on video the exact type of connection. Let's see if it will slide in here. No, this might need to be undone just a tiny bit. And I wonder, so if I keep it like this, I'm going to need it somewhat like this probably. And I think that's about it. This is all she wrote, and this is as far as it will go in. Okay, this should be good. And now basically, what should we do next? I'm going to also present you these tiny things. So this one, if you look at it, although this is a big tip, it's magnitudes bigger than this one. It's still really fine. So you do have a really fine tip on it, but also a lot of heating power. Let's put this back. There's another one right here. So this is a bit more blunt, a flat end to it, not a really sharp one. And this one, which has a flat surface, this is really nice when you need to wick something from a PCB to get the solder out of it. Or you need to heat up a bigger surface, but this is for big, beefy components. This will create a lot of heat. If you have a big ground plane or something like that, this is what you want. But let's get checking the protocols that this can deliver first. Plugged in and getting ready to test the charging protocols. Auto detection for all of them, and it will give us a full list when it finishes. And this is what we got. We can go into details. Let's go for Apple. I don't think there are any details, honestly. It's just their standard protocol. This, if you want to see more, for power delivery, quick charge, FC, SCP, FCP. Okay, so these are its protocols, and now basically I think I'm actually going to connect the soldering iron and see how much power it pulls out of it to heat up initially. I don't have any batteries with this connector, so I will not be able to use this for the moment, but obviously we can use this cable. And now actually let us see what lights up in here. Okay, it's ready. Okay, so we have, let me rotate the camera. We have a white LED right there. And I think it's also white on the other side. And let me connect it to something. Does not change. You can see the Flipenjoy logo and the beep. And yes, exactly as the other one, this also has an OLED display, which is freaking awesome. Honestly, it shows us the voltage that it's using at the moment. So it's working on 5 volts. That's the set temperature. So the second I power it on, it will go there. But what I want to do, I think from here, if I long press, no, I actually started it. From here, maybe if I long press, yeah, I'm going into the menu. It's again mind-boggling that you can set so many things. Long press to enter. So many things on a soldering iron. But yep, you can, and you can also do this on the little guy here, which is freaking great. So let's set the working temperature to highest that we can get. I think it's 500 most likely. So we can see how much it will pull from the charger. This is our best bet to see how much this particular tip can pull from that charger. Yeah, this is max. And if you want to wait for it to, and you can see the step, you can change the temperature step, so it will jump from 50 to 50 degrees, or it can also be more precise if you want. And I think I'm actually going to make it from 10 to 10. I want it more precise, not 50 to 50 degrees. Okay. Oh, sorry. I need to wait for it to come out of this. Okay, now it's out of there. Temperature compensation, no. Units Celsius is okay. Temperature shield. Okay, I think something to do with that, most likely. Was there something else that I missed in here? Buzzer, yeah. Start heat, sorry. Factory set off. Start heat, maybe you can directly power this thing on by having it already heating. This, can we tighten this just a tiny bit? Yeah, we can. Not a lot, just a tiny bit to make this a bit sturdier. Great. Now let's get it on. It's a long press to get it on. Sorry about that. I just decreased. So you can, even when it's in standby, you can increase and decrease the set temperature. But yeah, let me go back in the menu. Wrong button. For idle, I want to show the menu first and then we'll get to other testing. Sleep time in 60 seconds, it enters sleep. That's the sleep temperature, you can change that. Idle time for 360 seconds, it will idle and it will wait by itself in that time if you pick it up again. Screen remains on when it's idling. You can set it to anything else if you want. Let's see here, OLED. Oh, sorry about that. Brightness of the OLED. You can change obviously the angle of the OLED. Let me just change it for you to see. Probably if you are left-handed, you will actually like to change the angle. What the keys do, language of it, and let it get back. Volt, power, auto, protocol, auto, low voltage, off, power voltage, not sure what's that. Let's see in power, what do we have in here? Okay. So you can basically set how much of its power it's allowed to use. Let's go to auto. I don't think I want to tinker with that. At least not yet. Let's see, come out in protocol, what versions or variants we have. PPS, quick charge, power delivery 2.0, 1.2, 9. Okay, I have no idea what's power delivery 9, honestly. No, I think that's voltage, sorry. So 20 volts, 12 volts and 9 volts. That most likely that's voltage. Allow it auto and it will discuss with the charger itself. Come on, get back another menu. Calibration, I don't think we will do anything in calibration, honestly. There's no need. I'm going to let it come out of it and then we will go into about to see the firmware version. Or doesn't it get out of this particular one? Okay, from this one it doesn't get out by itself. I don't know how to get it out. So, you know what? When you don't know, just unplug it and plug it back in. I don't want to risk changing anything that I shouldn't and then have issues. As you can see, it has memory. So everything that we set in here remains set. About version 1.01. Let's see, can we somehow get out of this? No, I think we just need to wait. And it will be out by itself. And then we will going to, or not. It was out. Just wait for a little bit more and it will be out also from this particular menu. And let me search for something metal and big to heat up. Let's see how much power will draw. And it's on. Oh, 70 watts. Did you see that for a moment? And it's already heated up to almost 500. Are you freaking kidding me? Let's see if we can cool it down. Yeah, momentarily it's drawing 7 and 5 watts or some 75 or something like that. That's actually cool. Haha. Yeah. Obviously that's freaking hot. And obviously I'm going to change the working temperature back to something that a sane person will use, and actually 300 degrees. So yeah. And this is where this huge thing will actually do its best. At big ground planes like this, or in really thick wires, yeah, this is not necessarily the best type of solder for this job. I just want to put a bit more of it to make it melt easier, but it's really thin, it's for smaller stuff. But yeah, at big stuff like this where it will draw a lot of heat, this is where this thing is awesome, and this, nah, not for the job obviously. So let's power it on. It's set to 300 degrees again. Let's see what will happen right here. It's working temperature already. We are trying to heat up that big ground plane. I want to put more solder so it has better contact to it. Sometimes in this situation it also helps if you increase its working temperature to max, basically. It's over what you should be doing, but you can see this. I went to 500 degrees. Let's try another one. Instantly melted. With my normal soldering irons, I would have problems with big stuff like this. This thingy, if it's set to 500, can do it in an instant. Or maybe maybe it does need to allow the heat to drain into the ground pad, but oh, I didn't put solder. That's my bad actually. You need to give it the best chance to transmit. Yeah, did you see that? You need to allow it to heat up, obviously, to transfer into the ground pad, but also to have a really good contact to transfer heat. If it doesn't properly quickly transfer heat, it will not melt. So this thing is a freaking beast. Let's try, I don't know, in here, a big ground pad once again. And it's melted already. So, awesome. Compared to the tiny one right here, this tiny one can still have the tip in when you put it in its case. This big one, not possible, because it would mean that it sticks out of the case, so you need to remove its tip, but obviously wait for it to go down in temperature to manageable levels. You don't want to burn yourself, and store the tips in this thing. And also this one actually stays on its support, because being such a big tip, you do have a chance of melting stuff around you. You can put it like that. It normally it's not touching, but you can see it's heavy. It's top heavy, not extremely heavy, but it is a bit top heavy. So it's better obviously to use this, and it will not fall off because of that edge right there. So that's perfect. Still a bit hot, not extremely hot. It's going into manageable temperatures any moment, and I will pull out that tip. We have reached a manageable temperature. So at this point I prefer to have this removed so it cannot power on by mistake. Rotate it slowly and get it out. And I'm still not 100% sure if this screw... Normally I see it in there. If I look really close, I see its tip. So it is tightening into this, but I did not tighten it a lot, just a tiny bit, so I could rotate it and get it out. Probably if you tighten it more, it will not come out unless you untighten a little bit, but for me that was enough to hold it and still could get it out without doing anything to it. So I'm not sure if that's its purpose or only to hold the case, but yeah, anyway. And obviously put this thing back in. Make sure you do not bend this or rip it, because those are contacts. Insert there slowly. And you have your tips and everything to put back into this box. I'm still thinking if I will keep these two adapters in the same box as this, because for me it does not really make sense. I'm not going to go away half across the world to to actually use them, so I don't have those type of sockets obviously at home. This is what I need in here, and I think it's more than enough. So yeah, that's about it. Again, thank you very much Flipenjoy for sending this tool in. If you want to see more info about it, it's right here, and as you can see, this can go to 150 watts. That's a lot, and the cable itself can do 100 watts. So for this you actually need an even beefier cable than the one supplied. But the supply charger can only do 60 watts, so we are limited at that for the moment. But if you have a bigger supply, you can have fun with it. So this is a really big and powerful soldering iron. These are the tip types: assemble, disassemble. It can work from a battery pack, obviously, from a power bank, from big adapters. So yeah, that's about it for this video. Hope it helps you and clarifies a little bit about this nice soldering iron. In which case, please give it a like, check out my other videos, ask whatever you need in the comments. I always do my best to reply to everybody, and see you in the next video. Bye.